say for this, the main event of the evening, the champion, 34 years old, 7 years the elder of the fellow Brazilian Thales Leites. Look at that, 182 as you mentioned, 185 for Leites, and the reach is nearly identical. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 UFC warriors have now entered the world's ultimate proving ground for fighters, as this is the main event of the evening! With Commissioner Richard Renaud, our 3 judges at Octagon side scoring this contest are Doug Crosby, Nelson Hamilton, and Roussel Benoit. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Yves Levine. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. From the sold-out Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a professional record of 14 wins with 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Thales! This man is a mixed martial artist, only a professional record of 24 wins with 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 182 pounds. Fighting in Curitiba, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson, the fighter.
Fellow Brazilians about to battle here at Bell Center. George Rush St. Pierre, a very interested observer tonight. Silva, the champion.
Are you ready,
Leites,
sir?
the challenger.
Fight!
And here we go! Familiar trunks, the yellow and black for the Spider. Blue and white for Leites. Spider likes to feel out his opponents and then explode at 80% accuracy.
One of the reasons why he's so accurate, Mike, is because he prefers to counter. Yep. He likes to let a guy attack and then catch him as he's coming at him.
You know, and watching the countdown for this show, both men, you know, you're proud to have both of these men represent the UFC and fight in the Octagon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leites, his girlfriend, expecting a baby. Silva, a great family man. Looking to tie the record of Hughes and Tito Ortiz with his 5th title defense. And set a new UFC record with his 9th consecutive victory. 8-0 in the UFC is Anderson Silva. 5-1 inside the Octagon. Thales Leites has not lost since his UFC debut all the way back in 2006.
We saw in the fight, Thales attacks it. We saw in the fight with Patrick Cote that Anderson was a little bit hesitant to attack, wanted Patrick to attack, and when Patrick didn't, and Patrick was defensive, he kind of like hung back there, and a lot of people booed, and a lot of people thought it was boring. I wonder if he's going to react to that differently now. I wonder if he's going to be a little bit more aggressive than he would normally be because of that criticism.
Well, he went back into his locker room after the fight, and went a couple of rounds of sparring with his training partners. He was so disappointed in the booing and the stuff that you just talked about.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty crazy.
And I think that also give credit to Patrick Cote. He's got one-punch knockout power, and Anderson Silva knew that coming in.
Yeah, Patrick has got an iron chin and a very dangerous striker, and he was playing a smart fight.
Cote here tonight in Montreal, his home province of Quebec, doing the commentary for the French network. Here they go. They're going to start getting it going now.
It seems like Thales Leites has learned a little bit something from that fight, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, in Silva, when he starts rocking those shoulders a little bit and stuff, it's when he's ready to engage. Switches stances.
But again, see, he likes to counter.
Joe, you bring up an interesting point, too. If the boos start to come here in Montreal, will he get over anxious, Anderson Silva?
If he was so upset that he wound up fighting an extra 2 rounds with his sparring partners after the fight, I mean, he's not the type of guy that likes criticism. He doesn't like to have a bad performance. So if he feels that people aren't appreciating what he's doing, he may just go outside of his character. Look at this, Thales Leites throws a high kick. Now they're getting into it.
Leites definitely feels like he can win this fight. As he said, why would I be here if I don't? He's got a lot of confidence in his skills. Just 27 years old. 14-1 overall in his MMA career. Both trained for this fight in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
We've seen Anderson taken down to the ground before by Travis Lutter. Travis Lutter had him mounted, and of course Dan Henderson had him down. And Anderson was able to hold on and really not get damaged at all in that first round against Henderson. But Henderson did win the round by taking him down and controlling him on the ground.
Lutter had a few people who are Anderson Silva fans worried, though, in the fight, even though it wasn't a title fight, Joe, trying to submit Silva early. Now Silva's starting to stall, getting closer. Oh, nicely done. Exactly what he was looking to do.
He got swept to the ground, but Thales would like to be on the ground.
No way Anderson's going to jump in. And he is confident of his ground skills, like you said. But the distinct advantage in which he has...
Pulls half guard here. This is critical. He's got a hold of a single. He's got to try to complete it. He's got the ankle. He's got to stand up with that ankle.
He ate one there.
Yeah, but he's still got the leg. And he's got him down. Anderson back to his feet. Thales has got to keep this grab. Keep this grasp. This is where he wants to be. He wants to be on top of Anderson. Once he's got a hold of his body, he wants to drag him back down to the ground again. But this is huge for him. The fact that he's got to clinch, the fact that he's fighting for the takedown. The end of the round.
Round 2.
Let's take a look at some of the action here. Now here's Anderson Silva with a right hook to the body of Thales Leites. The most significant shot of the fight. And here is a sweep, a low leg kick, drops Thales to the ground. Thales invites Anderson to join him down there. Of course, Anderson says no thank you.
Ele quer só isso. Tá com medo em pé. Tem que soltar mais jogo em pé. Olha pra mim. Tem que soltar mais jogo em pé. Na distância, não tem problema que você se defende bem.
You defend yourself.
Você viu? Saiu, pô, já sabe. Se vê entrada de perna, já defendeu. Vai
You defended it. Go.
Tem que bater mais.
You have to hit him more. Come on, Anderson.
Olha aqui, Anderson. O moleque tá perdido no pé.
He's kind of lost. You got to go in and... Come on, let's go.
Mão dele. Pode botar a mão nele.
Put his hand on it.
Se liga. Mão dura. Derrete essa parada, porra. Bora, negão.
Set for round 2. The champion, 23 wins in his professional MMA career. The challenger. His father passed away when he was just 17 years old. His mother talked about the fact that it almost was like he grew up instantly that day. Became the leader of the house. Both classy young men.
That was a good inside leg kick by Thales Leites. That's a kick. There, look at
There's a great takedown.
Very nice. Thales moves to half guard.
Statistically, and we were handed a bunch of them, Anderson Silva has not had a submission attempted against him in over 4 years. Now, you talked about the fact he does have his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt from the Nogueira brothers. But when you talk about some serious Jiu-Jitsu skills, you're talking about Thales Leites.
Yeah, he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, and that's tremendous. I mean, that's not just a guy who's a black belt, but a guy who submits black belts in one of the biggest tournaments in the world.
Now with that, Damian Maia has spent some time watching everybody in the middleweight division very closely.
Anderson is making excellent use of the lockdown, and what that does is it straightens out Thales Leites' guard, or leg rather, when he's got him in his half guard, and it keeps him from getting any offense. And he uses that to transition to full guard and now to a body triangle. Now, this isn't good for submitting anybody, but it does restrict the breathing of Thales Leites, and it helps him put pressure on him and keep his posture down.
You know, one of the many things talked about before this fight too is, you know, you talk about, you know, champions who will never be beaten. They're just unbeatable. They're indestructible. Well, you always got to remember George St. Pierre met Serra, and it was George St. Pierre who said that the other day. Today, anything can happen. Good elbows from the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the illusion of invincibility that happens when a fighter wins a bunch of fights in devastating fashion like Anderson, but there's no such thing.
No.
I mean, no human being is exempt.
Some of us thought Andrei Arlovsky was going to be that guy. Tim Sylvia proved us all wrong.
And fights can turn in the drop of a hat. We've seen that many times.
Good job done here in the second round by Thales Leites.
Doing a real good job of staying on top, but Anderson's avoiding damage. You know, and Anderson's trying to attack here. Look at this.
Anderson's got those long limbs. Watch for the up kick. Silva's up.
Stand up.
And he'll let him get up. Yep.
Let's go, get up.
Good job, though, by Thales Leites.
He got him down, but he was unable to do anything once he did. And that's huge.
Joe, and you've said many times, everybody looks at the highlight reel of knockouts and strikes of Anderson Silva, but it's his ground game that makes him perhaps the most complete mixed martial artist in the world today.
Well, it also gives him confidence to throw his strikes with reckless abandon, because even if he gets taken down to the ground, he's fine.
All strikes, including those vicious kicks. Just over 90 seconds remains in round 2.
An important point is that this is a 5-round fight as well, so he has time to wear Thales Leites down. And Thales Leites has time to attempt many takedowns and improve his position. And both these guys are pacing themselves as well.
And you know, a big thing too is that Anderson Silva made such quick work of so many opponents early, but perhaps maybe he spoiled a lot of the fans. He's only gone past the second round once in his UFC career, and that was against Patrick Cote. And then, unfortunately, Patrick suffered the knee injury. That was the end of the fight.
Well, you know, the casual fan likes to see instant excitement. I mean, you know, they want fast food fighting. And Anderson Silva is a technician. And if he catches guys early, he will destroy them early. But most importantly, he's a technician. He's not going to risk his own health or his own safety doing something reckless just to get people excited.
Or his own title. Final 30 seconds of the round. Tried for that trip again. His last real loss, Silva, because one came by the DQ against Okami. December of 04 to Rio Chona, 12 fights ago.
And it should be pointed out that he went into that fight with a broken ankle. He had damaged his ankle very badly in training, decided to take the fight anyway, but it really affected his movement. He was plodding forward, and Rio Chona was landing a lot of nice strikes, leg kicks, softened up the leg, and eventually did a beautiful scissors takedown and submitted him with a heel hook.
The corner of Thales Leites.
Derrubou bem. Já deu pra ver que dá pra
You're
derrubar.
good.
Tá ganhando de 2-0 o round.
I can see that you can win this round too.
Não joga. Trabalhar, mantenha
Come on, you go in with the same conscience, man. Go in with patience, you're doing good.
Força do caralho agora.
You got to go out with a lot of strength.
Vamos lá. Anderson, agora mostra pra ele o que tu tem, cara.
Now show him what you got, Anderson.
UFC veteran Andre Pederneiras in the corner of Thales Leites.
Fight!
Third round. Brazilian against Brazilian. Bell Center, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Good inside leg kick. Nice sprawl.
Very nice timing by Anderson to avoid that takedown.
Oh, and such a gentleman.
Good right hand by Thales.
Poked in the eye. Eve Levine right on top of it. Maya trying to wipe that eye clear. Yeah, he's saying that he got poked in the eye, but they continue.
Yeah, I don't think Eve was in position to see it happen. Thales is getting an opportunity while he's down to recover, though.
Looks like he's okay now, Joe. At least he's not rubbing it.
Hey, let's go, get up.
All right, they stand him up.
Come on, get up now.
Yeah, he's still checking out the eye. But they continue to battle, and Silva might turn up the heat here. See, Anderson falls out with those fingers out.
Thales gets a single. Anderson back to his feet easily. Thales again tries to get to half guard. Nothing.
Now, if Thales cannot take him down, this is going to become clinical, and it's going to become a beatdown potentially. He had a great takedown earlier in the fight, but the last couple have been stuffed, and stuffed decisively.
Fight!
Silva, good kick.
Anderson is starting to wear Thales Leites down. Thales out again.
See, now the frustration of Anderson Silva, and justifiably so. And part of that is the fact he was criticized before. He's like, all right, now I'm ready to put on a show. I need somebody to put it on with me.
Very interesting how Thales Leites wanted to touch gloves after that. Anderson sort of reluctantly did.
It's like you said earlier, he cares. He cares what people say.
Well, you know, especially coming off that disappointing fight.
Yeah.
Body kick.
He's feeling it.
He is, but he's got to be careful, you know? You can't rush into anything and get clipped. Thales Leites does have good power in his strikes. I mean, he ducked under it. Look at this. I mean, what does he expect?
See if he looks for a clinch.
What would be really interesting is if Anderson decided to take Thales Leites down.
Setting up that kick. Oh,
Side
nice.
kick to the knee.
Gonna bust a knee quickly.
Now he's opening up.
So athletic. So precise. Uppercut.
Thales is in trouble.
Yeah. Thales is overwhelmed emotionally here. He's unable to get the fight to the ground anymore, Joe. And he knows standing that there's always a chance, but usually with Anderson Silva, it's only a matter of time before you get knocked out. There's a good right hand. Chopping the leg. Anderson his legs. Just waiting.
Thales looks very frustrated.
Bloodied up. Like how he jumps into that kick, Joe.
And Thales responds, but with no steam on it, and this just a really weak takedown attempt.
Yeah, get up, now! Fight!
Round comes to conclusion. A lot of people said before that, you know, Cote was aggressive, but Silva wasn't. Anderson's trying to put on a show tonight.
You're doing great, Anderson. Come on, now you got it easy down. You're doing good. Just relax. Come on, come on. Ventilate him a little bit.
Vai acabar, sabe o quê?
Now you're gonna end
Ele vai
it.
te empurrar lá de uma tal maneira que não adianta.
He's
Sai
gonna put you in a
pegando
way
ele de
that
porrada.
he's gonna come
Sai
down and
pegando
you
pra ele
gotta
botar ele
punch him
andar pra
out.
trás. Tu não tá entendendo? Eu quero que ele ande
You
pra
get that?
trás.
Avança em 2, Thales. Avança em 2. Ele vai achar que vai na perna.
I think what we're seeing here is simply a matter of Thales Leites being
Make that
outclassed.
quick, please.
There's an outstanding fighter right there.
And a great guy. American top team zone.
Fight!
Silva and Leites into the championship rounds, Joe. Fourth round. First time in his UFC career a fight has gone this deep for Anderson Silva.
Thales has got to go for broke here, Mike. He's got to charge in, get the clinch, try to get the takedown, something. But just standing on the outside and letting Anderson pick him apart with strikes.
Again with that kick towards the leg, man. Look at him! Look at him trying to shake it off.
Weird front leg side kick to the leg.
But if you think about the pressure that puts on the knee,
yeah, oh, tremendous.
and again, and again.
Wow.
That would be considered accuracy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a very unusual strike. I don't think we've seen that before. I mean, the front leg side kick is one of the most underutilized weapons, but to do it like that over and over again to the knee is really... He's a very creative striker.
The one thing we haven't seen, though, is him try to lock up a clinch. The way he did against Rich Franklin not once, but twice.
Yeah, he doesn't want to clinch with Thales. He doesn't want to give Thales any opportunity we could possibly take him down.
Great point.
Now Anderson's
Doing his Muhammad Ali.
That's not Muhammad Ali.
That's Anderson Silva.
That's some weirdness. What is it? That's just playing right there, man. He's just having fun.
He's just punishing that lead leg.
And he's decided to just put on the heat and put on a show.
Push your finger, come on.
Gotta watch the fingers, Eve Levine says. Right hand connects. Head kick. 3:10 remains in round 4.
Again with that front leg side kick to the knee, and Thales is not even making an attempt to try to take this fight to the ground now. I don't know if he has a spring left in his legs. He's eating a lot of leg kicks.
And even before those leg kicks, Joe, we saw as it got into round 3 that wasn't even close to a successful takedown for Leites. Silva's sprawl was excellent.
And the one time where he did take Anderson down, he's not able to do anything.
Absolutely.
Come on, let's go, guys.
2.5
He
remains
just punched him in the leg.
in round 4. Switching stances again.
He's trying to take that leg out.
Absolutely. Great head movement.
Yeah.
Ate a jab. Again
Nice
with a
leg
kick.
Thales trying very hard for that takedown, but stuffed.
Might not happen again.
Look at this.
Might not happen again. Silva might have been taken down for the last time in this fight. Not sure what it was, but it connected.
But one of the more incredible things about Anderson Silva is his conditioning. This guy can fight at the same pace for 5 rounds and not even look a little bit tired.
This is the deepest he's gone into a fight in his in his UFC career. Looking to set the new record with a 9th consecutive victory. He shares the record right now with John Fitch and fellow Brazilian UFC Hall of Famer Royce Gracie. And he is clearly in control.
I've never seen anybody just try to punch a guy in the leg from standing before.
Uppercut. And again, he might have landed that 15 times. Under a minute remains in the 4th round. Anderson Silva has not gone the distance in a fight since September 11th of 2004. Again, the spider.
Thales Leites just does not have to spring in a step anymore to complete these takedowns.
And I think as much as he knew that anything can happen when you exchange strikes, he knew the way to win this fight was to get him to the ground and submit him.
Yeah, for sure. That's his best advantage, his best case scenario, and standing up, he's not able to do anything so far.
Everybody's got that 1 in a million shot. Everybody can shock the world, but doesn't look like it's going to happen tonight.
And it's very hard to pull off deep into the 4th and 5th round.
Well, let's just say tonight, Joe, that Silva has shown us some new things. He's been very creative with his punishment of the lead leg of Thales Leites.
He has, but you know what? I mean, he's going to get some criticism for this fight. The leg kicks are just incredibly accurate and unusual in that he's throwing a front leg side kick to the leg. He even ducked down and punched him in the leg twice. I mean, over and over again, he's landing this kick.
Torque on the knee, you can see it on the replay.
He's sitting down. Got to go into it. You got to exchange with him, Anderson. Come on. Can't stop. Last round. Let's go.
Fifth and final round.
Last round, fight!
Silva does not want this fight to go to the judges' scorecard.
No, and he wants to finish this round, at the very least, finish it in spectacular fashion.
Even though he knows that if it does, he will retain the title. He's won every round. Leites is starting to take the center of the octagon here in this round, Joe. Silva's been throwing it.
Look at this, shrugged it right off. Thales goes for a leg lock. Anderson pulls right out of it. Thales again goes for a single.
And still Anderson Silva avoids.
Just completely stuffed it.
What a great job on the takedown defense tonight by the champion.
And now he stays on top of Thales.
He's going to look for a definitive finish here.
And Anderson. Sidekick.
Leites went down. This time Anderson's going to try to punish him for it.
Anderson is staying in his guard.
Yep.
He's very confident now.
You know, Joe, you said he might get criticized again for this one. I'm not sure I think he should. I mean, Leites is definitely not giving him the chance to engage.
Well, he's fighting intelligently. He's avoiding all damage. I mean, he's virtually taken no shots in this fight. And yet he's fought a 5-round mixed martial arts fighter with a top contender.
mean, do you go ahead and do you swing for the fences and put yourself in jeopardy? That's the question.
Well, now they're cheering bullshit.
Right.
That's, you know, I don't think it's warranted, but he's going to get criticized.
Yeah.
The people want excitement, especially the casual fan. They don't appreciate tactical battles. They want a brawl, especially after 5 or 6 Canadian beers.
Which is like 14 American beers.
Thales works for it again, gets shrugged to the ground. I mean, he's just outclassed.
Under 2 minutes remains in the fight.
Again, shrugged off that takedown. Easily. Thales Leites just doesn't have the explosion left in him to really attack. I mean, he's basically just surviving now.
The Cote fight was one thing. This one is a little bit different, but this is two in which Silva hasn't knocked people out in 19 seconds.
Caught that leg.
What can he do differently, Joe? What can Anderson Silva do differently?
He doesn't want to do anything different.
Right.
This is what he wants to do.
Should he do anything differently?
You know what? It's whether or not you want to win the fight, he's going to win the fight. There's no doubt about it. Or whether or not you want to put on a spectacular show for the fans and make yourself more marketable. Obviously, he doesn't think that that's nearly as important as protecting himself.
What if your opponent is not willing to exchange?
Well, that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, Thales is trying to exchange. He's just not physically capable of doing it, especially at this point. He doesn't have the spring in his legs anymore, and there's not much he can do. Anderson could attack, but if he did attack, look, I mean, he almost got clipped there. If he attacks, he runs the risk of putting himself in jeopardy.
Well, Thales Leites about to go the distance with the champion Anderson Silva.
I don't think Anderson's going to be happy with this performance, to be quite honest with you. Even though it was a shutout, even though he took no damage, I still don't think that he's going to be happy.
So you think the criticism that will come of Silva is justified?
Well, it is from a fan's perspective. It is from the perspective of someone being entertaining. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This place is booing. They just saw a 5-round rout, and yet they're still booing. So, you know, you have to look at it like, what is most important? Is it just getting the W? Is it impressing the fans? Because if it's impressing the fans, especially the fans here in Canada, it was not accomplished. If it's to get the W and move on to the next fight, you know, he did that. And here we see Anderson staying on top of Thales Leites, getting some ground and pound off, but, you know, I mean, he hung in there for a little while, but Thales was just unable to capitalize on the closeness and get a hold of him. Here he tries a turning side kick to the body, lands some front leg side kicks to the knee over and over again. He did these. But you know what? None of it was devastating. He beat Thales up, he blooded his face up, he avoided submissions when he was on the ground, he completely defended it, but this is not a happy crowd.
Anderson Silva will set the new UFC record. 9 straight victories inside the octagon. He has a fight go the distance for the first time since 2004, September of 04. And now in his last 9 fights, he's lost maybe 1 round, and that was the first round against Dan Henderson. 5th title defense consecutively.
Bota a camiseta. Isso aí, velho. Mais uma vez o trabalho bem feito. Você merece. Isso aí. Parabéns.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Perfeição. É isso aí que você busca toda vez.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Doug Crosby scores at 49-46. Nelson Hamilton scores it 48-47. And Roussel Benoit scores it 50-46 for the winner, Long Gagnon. And still the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson the Spider Silva.
Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with the champion, Anderson Silva. First of all, Anderson, congratulations on your victory over a very tough opponent in Thales, Leites. You got a lot of boos here tonight. Does this bother you? And give us your thoughts on your performance this evening.
O pessoal tá te vaiando muito aqui, foi uma luta com um atleta muito duro, Thales Leites. Isso te perturba quando eles estão te vaiando?
Não, meu trabalho foi bem feito. Infelizmente nem sempre a gente pode agradar o público. Nem todos eles entendem o que está acontecendo aqui dentro, mas a gente tem que relevar, são eles que pagam o nosso salário. E ultimamente é isso aí, galera, tem muito lutador bom e todo mundo aqui tem que ser respeitado, ninguém tem que ser vaiado. A gente está aqui para dar um espetáculo para todos vocês.
It's unfortunate sometimes things don't work out like the public likes it to, but sometimes when you're not in here it's hard to tell what's going on. But basically, sorry, next time I'll give a better performance.
Well, it was a very difficult opponent. It seemed at certain times during the fight that he was frustrated. He was frustrated when Thales was unable to take him to the ground and would just lie there on his back. Ask him what his thoughts are on that.
Você pareceu que estava muito frustrado porque ele não podia levar você para o chão. Fala o que você estava acontecendo.
Não. O Thales é um grande lutador, vem de uma grande escola, onde eu tive a oportunidade de treinar com alguns professores e tem que ser respeitado. O André Predeneiras tem que ser respeitado, é um grande professor, é um grande lutador, foi um grande lutador. E poxa, eu fiz o meu trabalho, gente. Eu não estou aqui para mostrar que sou melhor que ninguém ou pior que ninguém. A gente está aqui para fazer nosso trabalho. Infelizmente não é sempre que a gente pode fazer o que vocês querem. É isso aí.
Thales Leites is a very tough opponent. He comes from a great jiu-jitsu school, which I've actually trained at. And, it's unfortunate. Sometimes we can't always come out here and give a spectacular show. He's a tough guy, and, I know I have to do what the public wants, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Well, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you again. Anderson the Spider Silva, ladies and gentlemen.
Anderson Silva retains the UFC middleweight belt. The executive